I really didn't need to see that video.
I wanted to see it.
Harris mocked over another new account accent as Pastor Kamala.
Oh no.
Oh, that's cute. I like that. Hey, why couldn't you be late today? Well, Josh, because, well,
He doesn't know how to be.
I'm on my time, and everything seemed to work out well today. I mean, I did oversleep by 15. Well, I didn't oversleep. I just didn't get out of bed when I was supposed to. I just laid in bed for an extra 15 minutes. But that made Spanky happy because he ate it. He got his fresh breakfast. Then he got let outside for his 20-minute run around the house in the morning that he takes, and frustrate the cat because I leave the main door open while he's out.
Spanky got everybody up this morning.
But I lock the storm door because Smokey is a smart cat, and he has learned how to climb up on the couch and jump over and grab and hang on the handle of the storm door just long enough for the door to open up.
Oh,
then
no.
Drop and go outside. Well, during the day, that's not bad. But at 4:15 in the morning, and you got a gray cat, and you're trying to find a gray cat in a dark yard.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's
especially
not
especially if he's trying to hide.
Right. It's not like he just lays on the concrete patio and rolls around. No. He goes and gets in the wife's flower bed and hides among all the flowers and such, all the greenery. And I don't have that area lit up with motion detector lights. I've got 4 or 5 sets of motion detector lights around my yard.
Nice.
And then when that way when the security system kicks on and its lights kick on, it also kicks on, any motion will kick on the lights around the yard. So
nobody's sneaking into your setup.
Well, that also tells me which part of the yard they're in, because that's the part of the yard that's lit up. The one thing I need, the wife wants me to do, and I'd like to do it, but I just don't know if I want to spend the money to do it. But I want to spend the money to do it, which is put a motion detector camera in my backyard that's not caught by the other camera system. So because I've got 4 windows, let's see. Yeah, I've got 4 windows that are not covered by any kind of security system.
Oh my God.
So 4 ground level windows. Even though it's a 6-foot fence all the way around it. That's my next thing I'm going to start. I've been saving up my money for it. I'm only about 10% of the way there from the cost estimate I got 3 years ago on it. Is I want a new fence put around the house, and I'm going to go from 6 foot to 8 foot.
Nice.
And okay. Walgreens can wait.
I want that. I would never put on clothes if I had an 8-foot fence. That's great.
So No, I just want an 8-foot fence because that would keep the neighbor's cats from jumping the fence and coming into my yard.
There you
Because
go.
that sets the dog, that sets Spanky off when he sees the neighbor's cat in our yard.
Oh, poor
And
Spanky.
then what I want to do is I want to have a cinder block base all the way around,
Okay.
and have the 2 cinder blocks, but the bottom cinder block buried about 3/4 of the way into the dirt,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other cinder block on top of that, and then the fence poles put into that top cinder block and the concrete poured around them. That way, everything is really solid built. But in order for a hurricane to knock them down, they literally have to snap the 6x6 verticals. That's what I want. Whether or not I get it, I don't know. Because just the fence, the 300-foot of fence that I had put in cost me a little over $4,000. So 300-foot of fence line's a lot of fence.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough of that. Okay, you went trick or treating with your kids to the mall yesterday. How'd that go?
It was okay. It was normal. It was okay. You know how it goes. I mean, we weren't. It's they were peaceful. They're kids. I mean,
Yeah, well,
you
they're
know.
getting hyped up on their blood sugar content going through the roof yet?
No, 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 nothing like that. They actually didn't even get a lot of candy because it's the mall. So we're gonna get them candy later.
What, the mall don't give out candy?
A lot of the stores are cheap, and like when they come in the morning to open up shop, they put signs in the window, sorry, out of candy. Or they give out coupons for store products and not actual candy. Or business cards with the store contact info or whatever. Yeah.
What a bunch of cheap SOBs.
You know.
Even at our hotel, we put out, the owners buy probably about 15 pounds of candy.
Even, the J.C. Penney, you go in and they have candy by the registers and stuff when you first go in. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, what's the shoe store? Foot Locker. They're infamous for that.
What, no candy?
Yeah. Every mall, the Foot Lockers don't have candy. And I've been to a lot of malls.
What a bunch of cheap store managers. If I worked for a store like that as a manager, I'd buy candy out of my pocket. It's not,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, granted, it is expensive, but at least buy some candy and put out there for the kids. Even if it's like, you only give 1 or 2 pieces of candy per kid. Something's better than nothing.
I'm just glad that because I didn't have candy, nobody came trick or treating at our house last night because I always feel bad. But even last year, we had some kids, and they got a lot of candy from us last year because I had a whole bag of mixed chocolate, and nobody came over. And I hope their mom wasn't too mad because I was giving them handfuls in each of their bags, like huge freaking handfuls. I basically divided up a giant bag of candy 3 or 4 ways. So, yeah.
Right.
So I was really surprised I didn't get that this year.
See, since we know the kids won't come through our gate,
yeah,
we set a table out with the bowl of candy on top of the table, and we'll put it in between our vehicles,
Okay.
and we'll for the kids to come and get candy.
Oh.
And then before we go to bed, about 10 o'clock or so, about 10 o'clock, one of us will go out and bring everything in.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's about 9 o'clock last night when we brought everything in. And, there was still candy left in the bowl. So, nobody got stupid greedy.
That's nice. I got my dryer running, so everything smells so nice. I'm just like, everything smells like my dryer sheets and stuff. And I'm like, oh, yay.
My wife, she doesn't use any of that stuff anymore because she read the. Oh, speaking of reading, do
What?
you use cinnamon?
Yeah.
Do you use a lot of cinnamon?
No.
Okay, there was. I got the article emailed to me yesterday, and I texted it out to a lot of people. And I've honestly, like I sent it to my older sister, my sister-in-law, and my daughter-in-law. A
What?
lot of these brands of cinnamon has got lead in them.
The fuck?
Yes.
All these diet blogs and TikTokers have been promoting cinnamon as a way to help keep your sugar down.
Okay.
So this is really disappointing. It's like a teaspoon of that and some kind of vitamin and something else.
Let me see if I can find. Let's see. I should still have it on my phone. If I can find the article, I will. Irish chicken, Cliff, copycat, orange chicken, Starbucks. Okay, it must have been in the other. Was it in? Yes, here it is. Consumer Reports. All right. Copy, and I want to email that to. I'm going to email that to myself, and then I'm going to open it up. CINN. Oh, it's not going to let. It's not. Oh, come on, you son of a gun. Oh, there we go. Now it copied. Send. All right, now then. Where's my email box? There it is. But anyway, while I'm waiting for the email to get to my email box. That is the one thing about Gmail I don't like is there it is. Okay, and let me share this. Share screen. This is I like Consumer Reports.
Okay.
12 cinnamon powders you should never use.
Are they going by brand or type or
Yeah.
what? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay, I wanted to make sure I got large enough for it to be seen. All right, this Paris.
Never
It's
heard of
got 3.52 parts of lead per million.
That's not a lot.
Well, when let's see here. I think it's anything over one that the product is banned in a lot of states
Oh.
because it's too much. Okay. It was alarming when an outbreak of lead poisoning among more than 500 children is traced back to cinnamon in 3 brands of apple puree pouches. 3 months later, Food and Drug Administration warned consumers to avoid 17-ground cinnamon products because they contain lead levels which are high enough to pose a health threat when consumed regularly. Okay. Here we go. 1 part per million of lead, the threshold that triggers a recall in New York, which is the only state that regulates heavy metals and spices. So, like that Paris at 3.5, that's 3.5 times higher than what is allowed in New York.
Oh.
Yeah. So that if New York's going to ban it, that's a lot of lead. This EGN, Mimi's Products, Bowl and Basket. Now I've heard of Bowl and Basket, and that's at 1.82 ppm. Ranny brand, Zara Foods, Three Rivers, Woo-wee? Woo-wee! I'm sorry?
Yu-Yi.
Yu
It's a
Yi?
Y. Yeah.
Yu Yi. Yeah, okay, 1.25. Spicy King.
Body, I'm surprised.
Yeah, Badia and Badia, yeah, that does surprise me. Badia is probably the one I know the best of all these brands.
Kirkland, wow.
Okay, now Kirkland is okay to use. You can use up to a 1/4 teaspoon a day. Okay. Great Value, right below Kirkland.
Oh my God, that's probably my brand right there.
Okay, and I don't use Great Value cinnamon, but but I use the Sam's Club. The wife bought me a big thing of the Sam's Club cinnamon, and I'm going to assume that's very close to the Great Value since it's the same company. Penzies, Zayad brand, Trader Joe's. Safe to use up to a 1/4 teaspoon a day. Spice Lab, Good and Gather. I mean, all these you can only use a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon a day. Oh, okay. Swad at 0.4. You can use a 1/2 teaspoon a day.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
I've never heard of the Morton Bassett. I've heard of. Spice Lab I'd never heard of. A lot of these I'd never heard of. Simply Organic, you can use up to 3/4 of a teaspoon a day. Now that's a lot of cinnamon. 3/4 of a teaspoon for one person to ingest.
Well, in one bite, yeah, but in a recipe, not so much.
Well, yeah, but in a recipe, unless you are eating the whole thing by yourself, then it's still 3/4 of a teaspoon. McCormick. Now, McCormick you use up to 1 teaspoon a day. And McCormick is the brand I usually buy.
Oh.
All right, but then see, I buy a cinnamon, and I make my own cinnamon sugar, and I put for on the wife's toast. Okay, rather than buy the pre-mixed stuff and you pay 3 times the price for it.
Yeah.
Best to use. 365 Whole Food Market's amazing. You can use up to 2 teaspoons a day of that. So needless to say, I'm going to be switching brands, even if that means I have to order from Amazon or whatever, to some of these other, these best to use cinnamons.
Yeah.
Okay, 365 Whole Foods Market organic ground. You can use up to 16 teaspoons a day. There's basically, 0.02 parts per million. That is like probably as close to zero as you're going to find.
Mm-hmm.
So I may be looking at buying some of that, and let's see what they charge for, if that's available on Amazon. Oh, come on. Let's see. Yes. Okay. And they are currently out of stock. I wonder why.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why they're out of stock. So let's see here. Looks like the only place you can order it is from Amazon. Here we go. $15.49 a bottle. Wow. From Retail Market. If you want it from Warehouse Overstock, it's $30 a bottle.
Must be a big bottle. Yeah.
No, we're talking 1.9 ounces. That is ridiculous. Yep, 1.9 ounce bottle. Was $60, now it's $30 a bottle. So I guess a lot of people, now, like I said this to my boss's wife, and she about freaked because I guess she said they use a couple, 3 teaspoons over their oatmeal every morning of cinnamon.
God, I love
So,
oatmeal.
so they're, I don't know what brand of cinnamon she buys, but yep. Now I will post the link to this article. Consumer Reports. Here we go.
I'm just sitting here eating my pumpkin bread and pretending all is right with the world.
Okay. there is the link to that, and I will see if I could put a can I add something there? Save changes. No, I can't change. I can't change that. So, yeah, there's the link to the Consumer Report article if you want to read it for yourself, or save the uh, look at that list and see where your product is or what it is that you may want to look at for your own.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm cooking Asian food though. I don't really use the ground cinnamon. I use cinnamon bark, so cinnamon sticks.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Are they now? I've never used cinnamon sticks.
it's good in chicken soup.
I've been tempted to try them, but I've just been basically too lazy to use them.
Oh my god.
What can I say? It took me forever before I started buying the actual nutmeg and get a little grinder to grind my own nutmeg instead of buying the pre-ground stuff.
Mm.
And the difference in the flavor was amazing once I started doing that.
Okay.
So, and that little nutmeg, you keep it in an airtight jar, and I mean, it's not like that ground stuff that goes bad after 6 months because it's lost all of its flavor.
Oh wow.
So, I imagine cinnamon stick would do the same thing. Last a lot longer. But I need to go out and talk to my spice shop and where I buy, when I'm looking for more expensive spices, like my saffron and such. I'm going to have to ask them if they know what the ppm of lead is in their cinnamon and other stuff that they sell. That'd be interesting to see if they actually track that. Because it's something I want to know now, especially since I'm cooking for my grandchildren. Well, if this isn't just what in the devil's going on here? Can y'all hear me?
I
Has
hear
my
you
internet?
fine. I'm just wondering what's happening that you're asking what's
Because
going on.
well, my screen was locked up,
Oh.
and you get the little thing around your avatar when you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't getting that indication, and I'm like, okay.
Oh.
And I couldn't tell if you were talking or not because your screen was showing that you were muted.
Yeah, I'm muted.
So, did you get a bird?
No, it's my friggin' phone.
That whistling? Okay. Good God, ramen. Okay, I had to mute you. You were blowing my eardrums out with whatever your mic was rubbing up against.
On the phone, I don't blame you. I kept hitting the screen button so that Google would answer my phone, but it wasn't doing it.
Ah, okay. Oh, I know what it was. Those people were what Walgreens was texting me about. My diazepam was ready for pickup last night, and I didn't go get it.
Oh, you need to go after this.
Yeah, I've got other errands I need to run today, so that's going to be in my list of errands to run as soon as the stream is done. But how happy will you be when Wednesday finally gets here?
Depends.
No. Wednesday's not going to have anything to. It's not going to be over with Wednesday. It's oh God.
There's going to be riots if
I am so dreading the next month and a half. Actually, until the next 3 months.
if they do an accurate count, there's going to be riots
until January 20th. Well, I mean, Kentucky's already had problems. Another state, I don't remember which state it was. They found a vehicle with like a Subaru or something like that, a hatchback.
Mm-hmm.
And it had like 6 boxes of ballots in it, nobody around.
Mm-hmm.
And they took pictures of it. And in New York, they found a piece of paper out in the parking lot that had the passwords to get in for the voting machines.
Oh my God.
Yes. It's like, and that's not the another state. They actually posted the passwords online by accident.
Accident my ass.
For 2 months. Hey,
Hello,
Mark.
Mike.
Why did I say Mark? I don't know. Hey, Mike, good morning. But yeah, for 2 months, they actually had the passwords posted online. And they're saying, well, that's only one person's, that it takes 2 people to get into the system. So that's only half of the password, half the access. Okay, yeah, that means if the other person has access, now that other person's got both sets of passwords. Whoever has the other password now has both of them. Jeff Gray, he's an auditor from St. Augustine area.
Okay.
And under Florida law, once the polls are closed and the last person has voted, then anybody can go in and sit down and record and photograph everything going on inside the polling station. They have to sit down. They're not allowed to talk to the poll workers or anything else. But they have to stand or sit, leave everybody alone. But they're allowed to record. And one of the people there tried to, first didn't want to let him in. And then they said, well, you can be in, but you can't record. And then a little bit later on, somebody else said, oh, yeah, he's allowed to record if he's want to, That all the grief and aggravation going on. I'm like I said, the next three up to January 20th. It's going to be ugly.
Oh yeah,
And
it's gonna be scary.
I could actually say through the end of January, depending on how things go. I mean, the protesting and riots in the streets.
Oh yeah, fires,
Yeah.
friendly
Yeah.
fires.
Friendly fires, mostly peaceful fires.
Yes.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh,
I do not have
I,
hiccups. I'm fine. That's my son.
I'm so disappointed in myself last night. I realized yesterday I had not cooked in a week.
Oh.
The last time I actually cooked a meal will be last Friday, a week ago
This is
tonight.
so unlike you.
All right. Now I've prepared some meals,
Oh.
but I haven't actually cooked. Like last night, I had some leftover tortellinis in Alfredo sauce. So I put them in the pan, added some milk, and warmed them back up. Got some garlic bread out of the freezer, put them in the air fryer, toasted those up, and a bag
Oh, we
salad.
got garlic bread. And I got
So,
ravioli in there somewhere.
so I think tonight I won't treat the wife and actually cook a meal. I haven't decided what though.
Um,
My life insurance company sent me a check yesterday. Well, I got a check
uh-oh.
from the life insurance company yesterday. People, if you had, let me give you, learn from my mistake. If you are having the bank draft automatically your life insurance policy payments every month, at least every 6 months, confirm that your payments are being made. Don't look at just that as being pulled from your bank account.
Yeah.
Check with the insurance company and make certain that your payments are actually being made. Because my very good $500,000 life insurance, whole life insurance policies I bought when I was 29 years old, the bank screwed up for 6 months and didn't make, they sent the payments to the wrong place. So my life insurance policies were canceled on me. $500,000 each, on $500,000 on the wife and $500,000 on me.
Oh.
Back when I was 29 years old, very healthy, didn't smoke, and I was paying like $100 a month each on the two policies for $500,000 whole life policies, which means that if that had not happened, my policy would have been paid off last month, and I would not have had to make another payment on it. And the wife would have had a $500,000 policy available when I kicked the bucket.
Yeah.
And in 3 years, the wife's would have been paid off. But because that didn't happen, instead, I get a check back from the life insurance company for a couple of $1,000 because they canceled my life insurance. So,
Man.
yeah, if you have life insurance policies and they're being paid by bank draft, double check, make sure that your policies are still active, that they're being paid at least every 6 months. Don't trust your bank to actually send the money where they're supposed to go. Because, especially if you're young and healthy when you got those life insurance policies. My son, he hated me, but when he got married, I talked him and his wife and each one of them getting $750,000 policies
Right.
because that was about the limit of what they could afford. Despite the fact they're both young, healthy, neither one smokes, but very active. My son works in a warehouse. She was a vet assistant at the time.
Yeah.
Your, your microphone's rubbing up against
I'm
something,
sorry.
Ramen. But yeah, that whole mess was. Now that they've been married for about 8 years, and they went to check on getting life insurance on the grandkids, and they double check see what it costs. They couldn't touch their current policies now. They couldn't even touch getting them now. The rates on life insurance, whole life, has gone up so much. That's something else. I used to work in the life insurance industry.
Oh.
I recommend you have 3 different types of policies on yourself and on your spouse. One is a whole life policy, and as much as you can truly afford. Okay, a whole life policy, and $500,000, $750,000, $1 million, even 250,000, whatever you can truly afford. The next one is a 20-year term policy. And that is it if you own a house. A 20-year term policy for the amount of your house. Term policies are a lot cheaper than whole life.
Okay.
All right. But they're just that. They're for a term. So the shorter the term, the lower the cost of the policy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And have that to cover the cost of your home, to pay off your mortgage note. All right. The other policy then is if you're bought a new car and you got the usual 60-month payments on the new car, get a 5-year term policy to cover that.
Okay.
Because if you're paying $50,000 on a car,
That's crazy.
you get a $50,000 policy to cover the cost of that car. And then a 10 or 15-year term policy between $5,000 to $20,000. Okay, burial insurance. Okay, to cover the cost of your funeral. Funerals are not cheap. You're looking at $10,000 to $20,000 for a funeral anymore.
Wow.
Your casket, your coffin, headstone, the plot.
Land is expensive.
Yeah, all of that stuff. Even a cremation.
Even that's gone up.
Yeah, that's $7,000 to $12,000 now for cremation, and that's not including however fancy of an urn that you want to get. Some people want a jade urn, or they want whatever they want the urn made out of. Because you don't want to keep your friend's ashes in a cardboard box, which is basically how you get them.
Mm-hmm.
In a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Unless you pay for an urn to have there. So, and I mean, $7,000 to $12,000, that's a lot of money to come up with all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, $15,000 to $25,000 to cover the cost of a funeral.
Mm.
Like even if you've got any other, you got credit card debt and that kind of stuff, maybe another policy to cover those kind of debts. Uh, an annual term policy or something like that. Because like I paid off 3 credit cards. Well, I paid off 1 credit card this morning. I'll pay off 2 more later on this month. Okay.
Okay.
Once those cards are paid off, at least one of them I will not make a charge on again until maybe next year, which will
Okay.
be 15 to up to $2,000, which is airline tickets for my older sister.
Mm.
Okay. The Best Buy credit card, I'm paying that off. And until I need a new computer or a new watch or something, I won't be charging anything on it.
Okay.
All right. My Citibank card is I owe $100 on it. That'll be paid off this month, and that card will get cut up and thrown away. Well, for all intents and purposes, it'll be cut up and thrown away. It'll go back in my dresser drawer.
I'm just mad about my Home Depot card being cut up because I wasn't using it. It was paid off, but they wanted me to charge more. So, yeah.
Yeah. That the cards that I want to keep active, like my American Express. Well, the American Express is the one I charge my sister's airline tickets on.
Okay.
Okay. And so once a year, like this year, I think it was $1,700 for her tickets. But I got her business class or first class tickets all the way down.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Well, she's, let's see, she's 70 years old. And she doesn't deserve to be stuffed in the back in a cramped little seat. And you know how you can always pick, how when you buy your tickets online, you can pick which seats to that you want to have. I was able to get it. Well, you hate being able to pick your seats?
Well, you have to look at a computer screen with the seats supposedly lined up, and
Right.
they do that for the movie theater too, and I'm like, I just want 3 seats that are together, and I'll pick 3 seats that look like they're together, but they're not. They're separated. Yeah, but they're together on the chart.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
First world problems.
The seats I got for my sister, there's no seat next to her.
Oh, nice.
So not only
is she near the back?
No, she's up. She's up front. She's in the very first row, and there's only one seat on either side. So I got her the exact same seat on all 4 aircraft.
I still think my ex deliberately picked seats apart so that I would be the sole caretaker of the kids on our flights.
Oh, that I tell you that those horror stories
and
of
my
people
kids were sick too.
People getting on flights and then find some adult sitting in their seat or they're sitting there all nice and comfy and have some woman come up to them, tap them on the shoulder. Sir, you need to move because you're sitting next to my son or you're sitting next to my daughter. Okay, where's your seat at? Well, they're talking to somebody in business class, and they want to trade seats to them to somebody back in 3X economy.
Yeah, no.
It's like no, and then have the damn flight attendant come up And there's videos of this, the flight attendant coming up and saying, well, sir, the parent must be sitting next. Well, fine, take the kid to the back then. Well,
Right.
well, she did pay for that seat for that child. I said, yeah, and I paid for this seat. Sir, if you don't get up and move, we will eject you. We'll remove you from the plane.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you get bounced off the plane, and then you miss your connecting flights and everything else. Your
Right.
entire
What are you talking about?
your travel. No, one guy was put on the do not fly list because he raised a stink about it.
Yeah, I've heard of this going on.
He cussed him out for doing it, and the damn flight attendant put him on the DNF.
Hmm.
Mike, it is legal because the airlines are private businesses.
Sky waitresses have too much power.
Yeah. Unless you raise a big enough stink that it gets up and, on social media to where it makes the airlines look bad,
Hmm.
then something will happen when the airlines start receiving negative. But, well, he should be sitting next door to somebody's little girl. Well,
Don't put your little girl there.
maybe the mother or father shouldn't have waited to the last minute to book the flights and then book them in 3 different areas, book the seats in 3 different spots.
That's ridiculous. But yeah, I was between the kids and they had just gotten over pneumonia, so they were miserable
Uh,
kids and I had a very hard time and they're autistic to boot, so it's
oh,
yeah.
and I bet that ear pressure building up didn't make them feel any better either.
Now the flight going back home, he was good enough to sit with us, but my daughter was feeling better and chatty.
All
So
right.
like real cheerful, which is actually worse when she's feeling bad. So she decided to entertain the guy in the seat behind her with her hairpins. In other words, taking them all out and throwing them at the newspaper he was reading. So
Right.
yeah, that was not a fun ride for me either.
Have Oh yeah, Mike.
What?
Yeah, there was a guy not too long ago. I was reading a story that happened this year. A father had taken his children, his son and daughter, to the park, and somebody called the police on him because they could not believe the father
Would want
took
anything
his
to do with
chil-
his kids.
took his
Fucking
children to the
parents.
park. They said there's no way a father would do that.
My ex, while we were still married, used to take the kids on the weekends to see aquarium because he had a year pass.
Right.
So he took them like almost every weekend to see aquarium so I can get a break from the kids. It was great. I can't, you know what? I'd lose my shit if somebody called the cops on him for that. It was the only good thing he ever did for us.
I'm back. Okay. I disappeared there for a second. I heard you talking
Oh,
about
wow.
I heard you talking about what your husband was doing, but you were the only picture on the screen. For some reason, my camera decided to activate. And when it did, it bounced me off the screen.
Oh, my God.
Because
I'm
I
so
didn't,
glad my camera doesn't work.
well, see, not only do I have a piece of tape over the lens, I really wish these laptop manufacturers would, a little sliding door or something to cover the lens.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't get. I mean, the first thing I do when I get a new laptop is I put a piece of tape over that lens. Over
Uh-huh.
And because I don't want the camera kicking on, plain and simple. I've got I've got no use. 99.9% of the time. I think I've used the camera on my laptop once when I was trying. I think I was using Skype with my sister. But yeah, it's amazing when a man is with their children and the mother isn't there, or a girlfriend or wife or whatever. There's not
suspicious.
There's not an adult female there. When I take my son to the movies, which is normally a Marvel movie or DC movie,
Right.
because those are the only ones he actually wanted to go to the movie theater to see. He would, we would get those looks, and it's like, because we'd make a day of it.
Okay.
We'd leave early. We might be going to the 2:00 showing or the 12:00 showing, whatever. We'd leave the house at 8:00 in the morning.
Oh.
Okay, and we'd go out and get some breakfast, and then go into the sporting stores and just wherever he wanted to go.
Yeah.
And then we'd get some lunch and then go to see the movie. And then we'd go ahead and come home after the movie, because by that time we were both wiped.
I want to see the new Venom movie.
Please do let me know how it is.
I don't think it's going to happen, but.
Okay. Yeah, the thing with the horse. Have you seen that?
No.
Where they're standing there looking at a horse, and the guy goes, "I wonder how fast you can make that horse go for how long without killing it." And Venom goes, "Well, let's see."
No.
And the Venom takes over the horse and then jumps him off of a cliff.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. You hadn't seen that ad yet?
No.
Let's see if I can find it. Come on, fingers. You know how to spell. Okay. I think it's this one. I think it's this one here. Let me see. No, that's not it.
Oh no.
Okay, Venom horse ad. Here we go. Let me pause that, come back, and then I'll share that screen. Okay.
How fast do you think you can get that thing to go without killing it?
Only one way to find out.
No. No.
What?
Poor Mrs. Chen. Man, Venom got into Mrs. Chen. Did you see that scene?
No, I hadn't.
Yeah, Venom left Eddie and went into Mrs. Chen. They had an argument, and then the girlfriend has to go talk to Venom and Mrs. Chen to try to get him come back and save Eddie. And it was cute because she was you know how
It's in,
strong
it,
you are, just be all cute and everything and talk him
that's in
up.
this Venom 3 movie.
I think so. I saw the scene. I don't think she did that in the last movie, so it's got to be
Yeah,
this one.
yeah, I don't remember it in the last one because I've got the first two.
Okay.
So, but yeah, this
When you say I have this, you have a lot of movies. Are they digital, like on
yeah,
Vudu, or
no,
okay?
no, yeah, they're digital. Well, and up until and that what pisses me off about Fandango buying them out. Back when it was Voodoo, you could
Uh-huh.
download the movies onto your hard
Your
drive.
yeah,
Fandango won't let you do that now. You
Netflix lets you
can't.
do it.
You can't. One when you own the. You can't download. So that means you've got no way of.
Watching it if your internet's out.
Well, not. It's like my audiobooks and my digital books. I download them and then I convert them to other formats so that they're no longer
They can't be edited.
accessible by Amazon.
Yeah.
Because, Amazon owns, your Kindle books.
They'll go back
And
and edit it and everything after you finish reading it.
right. Or they'll actually take it out of your library,
Oh,
which I lost 3 books that way.
did they at least give you a credit for it since you paid for it?
Yeah, they gave me credit for 1 book, but still
Oh,
that irritated the hell out of me because one of the books they took back was the one what was it was one of the now I can't remember the name of the name of the movie. But one of the scenes they cut, because there was a scene that while the movie really stuck close to the book, the Maltese Falcon.
okay.
All right. While the movie stuck really, really close to the Maltese Falcon in every scene except one.
Okay.
All right. Where Spade goes back, the Humphrey Bogart character, and strip searches the female looking for, I think it was actually looking for I was looking for something. And everybody else had been searched except for the woman. So Spade took her in the bathroom and made her strip naked.
Oh.
And that scene they completely cut out of the movie. They didn't. I wonder why. No. Humphrey Bogart wasn't allowed to strip a woman naked in the bathroom.
Wow.
You consider the time period that movie was made in.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was still funny. But yeah, but I mean, and that was one of the books I hadn't downloaded and transferred over to a new to a different format. And then I went to I went to pull it up one day and it was no longer there. And then another book, one of To the Moon and Back, or it was To the Moon and Back by Jules Verne.
Okay.
That book disappeared out of my system. And then I had one other, I can't remember what the other book was now off the top of my head. It was the original Zorro
Oh wow.
book. It disappeared out of my system. All over the same weekend. So that really sort of irritated me a little bit. So now when I buy a book or either audio or digital, as soon as I can download it, I download it and I transfer it over. Yes, I had to pay for the transfer program, the software to especially the one for the audio books. It was like $50 for the software
Okay.
for a lifetime license. But I mean, when I've almost 400 audio books, I've translated into different formats. That's my brother-in-law. He comes down and what books have you downloaded here recently? And I let him look at them and he goes, well, let me get this one, and this one. That way,
Okay.
he can listen to them on his drive in the RV. When he's like, they're not coming down next year. They're going to Canada.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to go from Albuquerque to Ohio to Canada next year. Because this year they went Albuquerque to Ohio to here, and then they're going to go through Texas. When they left here, they're going to go to Texas, and then they're going to spend 3 days driving across Texas. It's like, well, you're going to drive across Texas in November. Okay, that's better than doing it in August, I guess.
Oh yeah. Google. I'm trying to see if Google still thinks I live in Arizona because I want to get directions. I put my location rather than my actual address, and
Right.
it put me as in Arizona last week. I was like, what the? I just wanted to take the kids out for an hour. I don't want to go cross country. It's starting to look like they still think I'm in Arizona because this map is huge. I just want to go to EMC.
My two
You're what?
grandkids. My two grandkids,
grandkids?
last night they dressed up. My oldest one, Empty, he dressed up as Batman,
Oh,
and they did a good job. They really did, and he pulled off the costume pretty well. The
did he
youngest
talk like
one,
this?
I don't know. I didn't listen to them. They didn't stop by the house. But the youngest one, they put in a dinosaur costume, a
Those are always cute.
dinosaur onesie. See, the problem is as soon as I saw the pictures, I started laughing.
Of course
And,
you did.
and the wife comes over and she looks at the picture. She sees me laughing and she punches me in the arm and tells me to stop it. She doesn't slap me, she punched me.
Why?
Because I made a comment here not too long ago that my youngest grandson looks like the baby dinosaur in the old TV series, Dinosaurs.
Oh, not the mama. I used to like that show.
Right.
I'm the
That
baby.
that
Gotta love me.
my grandson resembles him.
Oh my God. My
And
daughter loves it.
And the wife, don't you ever tell his mother that. Oh no, 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 no. I will never tell his mother what I.
That's a death wish right there.
Right. I mean, it's taken 8 years, 9 years for her to even come over and give me a hug.
What did you do?
I don't want a knife in my back when the next time she gives me a hug.
What did you do?
Just being me.
Oh my God.
and I told a joke.
52
And
hours and 2,000 miles.
I told her a joke that that
Was
wasn't.
it about her precious baby?
No, this is back before when her and my son were dating.
Oh boy. I don't want
Okay.
to know.
I don't even remember what the joke was about. All I know is my son come to me the next day and said that, I really made her mad at me.
Was it about her cooking?
I don't know. I don't remember what the joke was about. It was just some stupid little comment I made.
Oh, women are weird about that stuff. You never know until it's
And,
there.
I don't. I could have seen if she'd gotten mad because, I blocked her car in with my truck because she was parked in my spot. If I'd
Oh.
done that, yeah. Now, I didn't do that to her. I did that to one of my son's other friends. And I didn't move my truck.
Oh.
I didn't move my truck until the next afternoon.
Well, you shouldn't have been parked there.
Yeah, the kid had to be home by 11 o'clock.
I don't think he made it that night.
And no, somebody else got him home because I told him they had. When I got home from work, I told them they had to be the house had to be empty by 10.
Uh-oh.
All his little buddies had to be out of the house by 10 o'clock, and it was like 9:15. And then I went to my bedroom and I took care of business and crawled into bed and went to sleep. I didn't tell him I blocked him in or nothing. I didn't say nothing to him.
Okay.
The next day, the kid's dad called me. Wanted to know why I
Oh
did it,
no.
and the dad was understandably upset. I could understand it. And he said, "Why'd you?" I said, "Well, I told them twice that they were not to park in that spot because that's where I park when I get home from work at night."
Okay.
And he decided to park there anyway. So I figured the best way for him to learn not to park in that spot was for me to park right behind him, where
Be there now. He's there forever.
he's there until I decide to move my truck.
And
he goes,
I had a friend who used to do that, but he'd go one worse. He would go in his house and lock the door and start drinking. Said, "Sir, can you move your car?" "No, I'm drunk. I can't get behind the wheel."
well, see, I just went to bed. And
He's done
the
that
kid,
too.
and the kid goes, and the son's telling me the next day, he goes, he wanted me to come back there and wake you up and ask you to move your truck. And I said, "And what did you say?" I looked down and I said, "If you want to be brave enough, you can go in there and wake him up. I'm not going in there to wake him up."
Right? Man, even my kids, as bad as they are, they know better to wake mom up over something stupid.
After that, the kids started parking across the street at the apartment complex.
Man, somebody every couple of days, somebody would take my spot, and I'd only be gone for like 10 minutes out of the day.
Right.
And that was just to get my kids from school. Without fail, some asshole would be in my spot. So I got sick of it. And I parked right behind their car because technically that was still my spot. So I just parked and I took my kids upstairs. They brought their stuff upstairs and I went to bed because I needed a nap. The next morning I went downstairs to take my kids to school. My spot was empty and there was a note on my windshield. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. I don't know how they got out, but they were like against the fence. I don't know how they got out. My car was not touched. There was not a single dent. They didn't do any damage to my car. My car was not moved. How they got out of that tiny space, I don't know. It was like magic or something. Unless that car got airlifted, I don't know how the hell they got out.
Well, maybe they called a tow.
Tree on the fence.
Your mic is going nuts. We can't hear you.
I don't even know why, because the fan's not even near me now. But there was a tree on their right, me behind them, and another car next to them.
It sounds like it's being rubbed between, like,
Nothing's
cloth.
touching it. The fan's behind me. It's not even like
Oh.
near me.
Oh.
So I don't know.
Well, see, now
That fan should not be heard because
I wonder if you've got a loose cable or something.
no, it's a wired mic. I just don't know what's going on because I am between the fan and the phone, the microphone.
Right.
So I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either.
I'm just annoyed. It should not be this hot here. I don't care. It's Florida. It's November now. Take a break or something. Shit, sunshine. Take a break.
Have you seen OMG Witz's?
No, what happened? What he put out there?
His visit from fall video.
No.
Oh my God!
So what he did?
He put out.
OMG, it's Wix. He's great.
Yeah, he put out that, and he put out snowbird season videos.
I worked in the cafeteria in the mall, and I hated it so much because we get the snowbirds in, and they act like the whole world is on vacation when they are, and they take their time placing their orders, and I got like a mile long line behind them. I hated it.
I would love. That's what you need to do.
What?
You need to do video shorts.
No, I don't.
And with stories from like that, where you're doing both roles.
I would love to do video shorts of when my kids were little, but I don't have a lot of video from when they were little. Certainly not the stuff I talk about. I'd probably end up in jail somehow.
Well, just make sure the statute of limitations is passed.
Man, all I know is I got up early one 4th of July, super free, like 4 in the morning, and cleaned the entire house before anybody woke up. Scrubbed the floors, not a dish in the sink, everything. And breakfast was on the stove, being kept warm, all nice and covered. At 7 o'clock, I asked that man to let me have a shower and go watch the kids for 30 minutes.
Can't hear you.
He agreed. I was in the shower for 4 minutes, and I came out, and he was dead asleep, snoring like he tried to swallow a buffalo. And I said, "Where's the kids?" He's like, "Where'd you put them?" I put them in here with you, but they're not here. Where are they? And that was a really big fear because my daughter made escape paths and plans and stuff, and it was like construction. She could get out. I went out. Oh, honey. They had pushed the dining table up to the kitchen window, and there was like a whole gallon of water got emptied under the dining table, and there was flour everywhere. And I looked in the kitchen, and a whole big gallon, those big bottles of oil from Costco.
Oh no.
It was a big old bottle, a Wesson from Costco, and it had been tipped over, and it was all over the kitchen floor. And it was just one thing after another. And I sat on the little step that led into their playroom, and I just sat there and cried. Because that man could not keep an eye on those kids for 5 minutes. And I'm crying, I'm rocking back and forth and crying so I don't kill those babies. And my daughter just taps me on the shoulder. "What's wrong, Mom?" And I just looked around, looked at her, look at my house. And she's like, "Aw," and she's patting me on the shoulder like I did something, and I needed a hug. She's like, "Big hug," and she was hugging me like a Teletubby. And that was it, man. I was destroyed. You know what? He gave zero fucks about me or that. He's always screaming about the house is a mess. You got kids, they leave a toy on the floor, and he's screaming about it like a single friggin' toy or a shoe or a sock. He's losing his mind. But he steps over the welcome mat, like the one outside and the one inside. He steps over both of them to put his dirty shoes on the floor while I'm mopping. You know, I was like, I'm not even gonna try anymore.
Yeah. Oh,
I wanted to kill him. I wanted to kill that man. If
yeah.
I had a video going that day, it would have filmed me doing his murder because I wanted him gone. Seriously.
The wife and I had a discussion about that one time.
They could have set the house on fire. He wouldn't have known.
I had taken, and this is one of the days when I cleared everything off the counters and scrubbed all the kitchen counters down, bleached everything, then scrubbed them again.
That was me.
Okay. Put everything back. Not only were all the dishes were washed, but they were dried, put away. I even went and took a scrub pad, took a one of them green scrubbies, and made certain that my dish drainer was clean.
Yeah.
Right, and I mean, boom, fresh towel, a fresh drying mat for that kind of stuff was set on the counter.
Yeah.
I mean, coffee maker scrubbed inside and out, cleaned inside and out. I mean, everything was clean. Nothing
Even
was
my
dirty.
rolling bin was perfectly clean.
And I went back to the bedroom. I was in pain, so I went back to the bedroom, took a pain pill, laid down, and took about 3-hour nap.
Oh no!
I come out, and there's spilled coffee grounds across the top of the counter. Half-drank coffee cup sitting on the counter, not in the sink, but on the counter. Right.
Were there rings when you move the cup?
Was there what?
Coffee rings when you move the cup.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh no! See, somebody would have to die.
And I'm sitting there. I'm just looking at my count. I was madder about the fact that there was coffee grounds all across that countertop than anything else. And she's sitting in the living room watching her Hallmark Channel.
Oh, what? Not a care in the world.
Yes.
My brother-in-law used to do that shit. He'd see I'd scrub down the kitchen and he'd wait till I go in my room and he'd go in the kitchen and make himself a drink and fill up the sink with a glass, a food, saucer.
Your mic is killing us there, Ramen.
Then he'd call his brother, my husband, and go, "Hey, your wife was playing with her computer or she's sleeping and not cleaning the house. You might want to come home and see this." And he would start a huge landmark fight when he was the one that made the mess secretly after I cleaned everything and left. That motherfucker. It's okay. I got him later.
But anyway.
He wanted his brother to marry one of their girls, one of their kind. And then he married somebody he married somebody that absolutely hated him and he hated her back and he regretted every bad thing he ever did to me. He told me, "I'm so sorry." He's like, "This woman can't cook worth a damn, and I am so sorry for every bad thing I ever said about." Well, you said I could cook. I was wrong. I never saw that. I never saw a man apologize like a woman in my life.
We got this new woman come to work here with us.
Oh no!
And I come in the first night I met her. Right, I come into work and she's there, and it was the first time I met her. And introduced myself and such. I said, give me a few minutes and I'll be up front to start getting turnover from you. And she follows me back into the break room. Well, see, I've got a policy: is I'm never off camera
That's a
if
good
there
policy.
if there's a woman around.
Yeah. Yeah, me too, man. That's a good
Right.
policy.
And I told her, I said, I need you to go ahead and go back up front. I'll be up there in a few minutes, start getting turnover.
Uh-huh.
She goes, well, I just want to talk. I said, I'll be up front in a few minutes. I'll meet you up there.
All right.
So then, and I'm starting to unpack my, what I brought in for my lunch
Oh no.
and put in the refrigerator. And of course you can smell it because I packed it warm.
Okay.
So there was still, you could still smell what I'd packed. And so I get up front there, and she goes, "What was in your bag there? That smelled so good." And I said, "That's my dinner." No. Well, it turns out she's a foodie,
Oh.
so that that's not a bad thing. I mean, at least that way we've got something in common that we can talk about that isn't about work. Okay, so we're talking. So we get talking about food and such, and then I'm getting the turnover and such. And it's turned out that's definitely improved her opinion of me.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm just waiting for the punchline.
well, like we were talking about something one night, and I said, "Yeah," and I said, "Now, see, on this particular meal, I use this stuff called Slap Your Mama."
Oh no.
And she just stopped and looked at me, and she goes, "What do you mean, Slap Your Mama?" I said, "Well, yeah, it's a spice blend." And she goes, "Oh, I know what it is. I'm just surprised a white boy uses it."
It's okay. One of my Hispanic friends was like, "Where'd you hear a gorilla snot?" Because that's what I put on my son's head to make his spikes stay up. Because he's got real
Your
soft
mic
hair.
is killing me there, Ramen.
I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do because the fan isn't facing me. It's facing my back. Okay, so gorilla snot is like it just freezes your friggin' hair in place. It's beautiful. And I had that gel, and I would put that in my boy's hair every day before school, and his hair would be all spiky on top, and it was so cute. My friend's like, "Where did you hear a gorilla snot?" I'm like, "Don't you worry about that. I'd just be glad I reminded you of it. That's all." And yeah. People act like if it started in their culture, it's supposed to be some kind of secret.
Gorilla snot is a biodegradable copolymer based dispersion that is primarily designed to control dust and erosion. It's non-hazardous, meaning it's safe for the environment and safe to transport by land. I'm just reading what it says about gorilla snot.
Man, that's like the best thing. You want to spike your kid's hair, that's the best thing ever. Because that was the trend to have flat sides and a spiky top for a while. When my son was in middle school, he looked so cute every day going to school like that.
Mocha de gorilla. Is that what you
I guess.
use? Yeah.
Let me see your screen. Let me pull it back up. Mocha de gorilla. I don't know. It was in a yellow container. It was a yellow squeeze bottle.
I'm getting ready to share the image now.
They sell it in Walmart. Like I could pat my head. That's not the container, but that's the item. Yeah. Gorilla snot gel. But yeah, I could bump my hand on his spikes and they wouldn't move. It is great.
That would hurt you though.
Not really. It's just hair.
Turn your hair into weapons. I wonder if anybody's ever done that in a movie. Back when spiky hair like that was the fad.
If you have really big hair, you can hide some razor blades in there. I'm just saying.
And then, where turn your head down and run into somebody and spike them with your hair.
Ralph helped me make one of my witch characters. She had prehensile hair. It had like razors and stuff in it. But it could grab you like a monkey tail or something. It would grab you. I love my hair.
I tell you, there is
What?
a book. It's a monster generator.
Okay.
All right, and the pages are okay. Let's see if find the book here. Because the pages are divided in thirds.
Oh, I've seen those for little kids.
And you roll the dice for, page. Here it is. Here is the book. Open
You
image.
can mix and match the top, middle, and bottom. I remember.
Right. Well, they've got a new one out now. It's for the 5e campaigns.
Mm.
And I'm sitting there looking at. I'm watching people use them.
Mm.
Okay, it's like this cover image here.
I didn't know they had that for D&D. The one I was thinking of was for Sesame Street.
Yeah. And I'm sitting here looking at this, and I'm watching the guys do it. And the concept is okay. I like the concept of it, but I mean that's that cover.
Weird.
The parts are so disjointed that you could never. That creature
Like
could
how?
never. That creature could never exist.
Right? You got a dragon top, a lizard middle, and a Cthulhu bottom. Like how?
Right.
Biology, man. Biology is a thing. How are you gonna do that? It's not making a mixed breed of a husky and a German shepherd. That's a whole different species.
Right. But
it makes my head hurt looking at it. I'm not even gonna lie.
But 120K worth of creatures.
Mm.
So you need to look into that for you guys to see what kind of fun you could have with it.
Well, we don't do 5e, and
oh, you don't do 5e?
No.
Okay. So,
we
but
never
yeah,
got to finish Raven. I'm sad.
So how's he doing? Is he still? I'm assuming
He's still in the hospital. Yeah, he's gonna be there a while, at least a month. He's still bloated. He's making jokes now, but he's still bloated. You look like somebody ran him over with a truck. He's just all puffy.
Now, see, these are the books that I've got.
Oh, he got that top left on. That's what we're using. The others, I don't know about.
The player's handbook.
Yeah, we've been using that a lot.
Yeah, these are the ones that I had that I've still got. So, and I've got some more books besides these, all from that era.
Oh,
but
that's great. That's cool. Dungeon Master screen.
My son's group wanted to have me come out and DM for them.
Uh-huh.
And I said, sure. I picked, and I asked how, do you want this to be a full-blown adventure, or do you want it to be just a one-nighter?
Mm-hmm.
And how long in that one-nighter do you want it to be?
Uh-oh.
And they said, what do you mean? I said, well, my usual one-nighters last about between 8 to 12 hours.
I couldn't do that these days. I need a break. I need an hour lunch. I couldn't do it.
Well, I mean, you eat a pizza while you're playing.
No, I need a nap at some point. That's a lot of time
Oh.
spent sitting up trying to talk to people.
No.
I'm sorry. I need a break from people.
And
Like,
then
I
they said,
love
well,
you to death, but after our streams, I go crawl in my bed for an hour or two. I'm not gonna lie. And
and
we're only at it a couple hours, so
then they asked me, they said, well, what about just what? So that's your one night? That's your shortest one? I said, yeah, my shortest one's 8 to 12 hours. They said, what's your longest one? I said, my longest one was,
please don't tell me 72 hours. I'll die.
no, it took 6 months of 8 to 12 hour games once a week. It took 6 months to complete the adventure.
Okay.
From
I'm not even gonna lie. If
from
it's
start to
movie
finish.
night and I've seen the movie already, and these are my friends, these are people actually like, I'll turn off my mic and take a nap during the movie. I'm not a little nap, like 15, 30 minutes, something like that.
You'll go to sleep
It's
for the whole
hard.
movie.
No, not the whole movie. I do that if I want to take my kids out because those chairs, they recline now. And they have heated chairs in the movie theater. So yeah, I'll take that little nap. But at
Ooh,
home,
I've never
huh?
been in a theater that had heated chairs.
Really? AMC's got the heated recline chairs, yo. It's like being in my bed almost. It gets so flat.
The theater I go to, I think, is a Regency theater.
Okay. I've never been to one of those. But
So
AMC AC don't work, so they gotta compensate somehow.
the AMC theater we used to have got destroyed in the hurricane.
Oh man, good for them. Their ACs don't work for crap.
And
They even put the sign up. Our AC doesn't work.
I mean, it used to be a decent theater. I mean, all things considered. I mean, it was a 25-year-old theater at the time,
Hmm.
and they didn't upgrade anything. So,
Before that, it was a movie co. And they kept everything running when it was a movie co. It was nice. Then they made way for AMC, and AMC ran it in the ground.
now this new theater that we go to, I mean, I love it, because it's got reclining seats, and each seat's got 2 cup holders.
Yeah.
And of course, you can reserve your seating in advance. So
Yeah.
I always sit in the row right behind the wheelchair row.
Yeah. That's what I always end up with is a wheelchair row, even though that's not what I'm looking for. Because those seats aren't together. They have 2 seats together, not 3.
Right. Because you got that gap in the middle where the wheelchair
Yeah.
goes. So I
Yeah.
always get the seats right behind the wheelchair row because those are the ones with the most leg room.
Oh, okay. I get those because those are together. And I have to be within reaching distance of my kids. And
And well, since it's usually just the wife and I going, as long as there's 2 seats together, we're happy. But at 6'3", I like leg room.
well, my son will start laughing like a demon. So I have to like tap him, remind him, be quiet. And my daughter will be like, bye, mom, the minute like before the credits even come on, because she runs to the bathroom. I'm like, you wait. If I don't
Oh
catch her,
yeah,
she'll be gone forever.
yeah. Now you got to wait to see if there's any thing done. Any scenes inside the credits.
After the credits, yeah.
I mean, they're even doing that now for regular movies, just not
I
the
blame
Marvel
Marvel.
DC.
Even little kids' movies like cartoons and stuff, they do it now. And I'm so over it. I'll watch it on YouTube when I get home. I don't want to see that right now. My daughter's running. Now they
I
got Wicked coming out in a couple of months. I don't want to see that.
I'm not even going to waste my time.
I'm hoping my
Not
daughter doesn't point it out.
not even going to waste. Boy, have you seen this controversy about
What?
Wicked?
What's the controversy?
They changed out the actress playing the witch.
Well, they had to.
It was a white woman. Now it's a black woman. Okay,
I
but
think the white woman had the better voice. She was the original actress for it. But hey, you can't play that role forever.
so but the problem is they changed the makeup, I guess, for the black woman.
Whatever.
And then somebody went and took on the posters, put red lipstick on her, and shaded the eyes more. Where the hat shades the eyes.
Okay,
And she's raising hell about that. She doesn't like I'm not wearing red lipstick and yada yada yada. This is all for racism, yada yada yada. And I'm like,
who cares if she's wearing red lipstick?
I'm so over. As soon as anybody calls racism, I'm so over it at that point. Unless somebody actually does something racist.
See, here's my thing though. The original actress is now in her 40s or 50s. They also recast the other white actress with Ariana Grande, who is also white. And this is a setting basically, kids in college age group type setting. It's a university. It's literally called a university. So you can't have one like post teenager young thing and then a 40 something year old actress from Broadway. It's not going to work. It's nobody's going to buy that. So yeah, okay, recast the whole thing. Because these women were in their 40s on Broadway doing this thing. Both actresses. So
well, and hey, Digi. So they're probably tired of the role. They're looking now. It's time. I mean, if you've been doing it for so long, look for something new to do.
I don't know. They both got a hell of a lot of awards, Tonys and stuff for it. So
Yeah. I was following one of the stand-in actresses for the Wicked Witch role.
yeah.
I was following
Idina
her.
Menzel.
She was
She's Jewish.
she was just having so much fun with it. She'd go out and walk the line talking to people, and none of them knew that she was part of the cast.
Oh.
And then afterwards, they go and clean up, but she'd still have like little bits of green on her fingers or something. And somebody actually put it together one day, and you're in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, doing plays like that, I imagine, is a lot of fun as long as the play is in one place. It's not traveling.
Yeah.
That's one thing I miss about the Civic Center being destroyed in the hurricane.
Yeah.
Because they had a huge, huge stage there.
Okay.
And like one year, they had a ballet group came in and they did the Nutcracker. Then there's a lot of I'm trying to remember the name of the country western guys. Gentry. Emmett Gentry. I wish I could remember the guy's name, but it's two guys. One of them's last name was Gentry. The other guy, I can't remember what his name was.
Okay.
I want to say the name of their song that was a big hit for them was "Small Town."
Okay.
Anyway, they came out and performed. No, it wasn't Jason Aldean. Montgomery Gentry. That's
Okay.
it. Montgomery Gentry came out, and yeah, that's who it was. Troy Gentry, who died, and then wait a minute, yeah, Troy Gentry died. But anyway, they came out and performed, and I got to go see them in concert there.
Well, that's nice.
Montgomery Gentry, yeah, you got it, JoJo. And but and so they'd have groups like that come out and play at the stage, and there would be Broadway shows, off Broadway groups stop in and play. And then, of course, the sci-fi or Star Trek conventions would be there.
Mm.
Which were always good. There would be a comic book convention there, and we've had nothing now for 6 years, 7 years, and it's like, please get that place rebuilt so we can start having some of this good stuff that I don't have to drive 200 miles to go see anymore. I miss it. The wife is surprised that I actually want to get dressed and go out and watch a ballet. Yes, I want to go see the Nutcracker Suite.
Oh man! Every year I watch the one with Barishnikov. They show it on
Right.
PBS. Yeah.
Or they had somebody was actually doing the Student Prince one year, and I got dressed up nicely, shirt and tie, and went out and watched that.
Okay.
You dress, when you're going out to watch something like that, you're not going. Some people did show up in jeans and such, but I wouldn't have felt. This is a special occasion. Dress up a little bit.
Okay.
Put on your Sunday go to meeting clothes and go out and watch this. What's that one group does they've got all the Christmas albums.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Trans-Siberian Orchestra or Mannheim?
Yeah, Mannheim.
Okay.
They came out and actually both of them came out and did performances different years. And it was great, going out and watching them. And wife and I dressed up. We went out and had a night, went to a nice restaurant and had dinner, made things like that just make, adds a little bit of something to your life. Besides showing up to a movie theater wearing your shorts and flip flops.
I don't wear shorts. That would be indecent exposure. But yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying,
I love my flip flops, so I can't wear real shoes. I'm a woman. Next thing you know, I'll have an opinion and
you'll be allowed to vote. Yeah,
no,
you'll want to vote.
No, sir. I know my place.
What's his name? Mark Cuban, and boy, is he catching a lot of flack.
Good.
You heard what he said, right?
No, what did he say this time?
He goes, Trump doesn't. You'll never see Trump around smart
women,
smart, intelligent women, or something like that. Yeah. Oh God, is he catching the flack for it?
Considering how stupid Kamala is and her fans, and yeah, go ahead and do that.
And I tell you, I did not, so I don't know if it was all the women, but a bunch of women that work on the Trump campaign. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest here. I was surprised at the diversity of women that work on his campaign. I really, when I saw the video of all these women backsassing Mark Cuban, I was surprised at the amount of diversity that he had working for him, working on his campaign. I was pleasantly surprised. He's got quite the diverse group of women.
Yeah.
They weren't they're not the Fox and Friends blonde-haired, blue-eyed women. So, it's getting about that time. And I've got to go and I've got to go and take care of something here for my legs. So want to thank everybody for coming out. Appreciate it. I know we did talk a little politics today, but with election day on Tuesday, it's going to creep into all conversations. One thing I'm going to ask people, and I do mean this in all seriousness, I've seen a lot of videos, particularly by young women, in tears, how their father is voting for Trump, and how now they've lost their father. They can no longer talk to
you
their
saw
father.
it this morning. All right.
Huh? Oh, did you see that video too? Have you
It
seen
was
it?
the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was so
And
stupid.
politics is serious business. Every election is serious. There's no two ways about it. But we're not talking about politics here as to so divisive as if slavery was on the ballot. And I'm talking real slavery, like what goes on in Africa and the Middle East today. All right. If you think that the politics is so important that anybody who doesn't vote the way you are voting, you need to cut from your life, you need to take a step back and look at your own life and your own views. If you are not willing, my wife doesn't agree with me on everything that's going on, that's on the ballot. Her and I've talked about a couple of the ballot issues. And there's a couple we disagree on. She's not kicking me out of bed, and I'm not kicking her out of bed because of it.
All right.
She sees something differently than I do. That's fine. That's her right. That's her that's both of our rights, both of our prerogatives.
All right.
But your family ties should be stronger than a damn ballot. I don't know what is causing all of this.
Okay.
Well, actually, I do know. I do have my own feelings about it. But please, people, don't kick somebody out of your life just because they voted differently than you did on an issue or for a candidate.
That's stupid.
The tribalization of the country is getting worse and worse and worse. And if we want to keep the country, we've got to stop it. We got to stop this tribalization. Or 100 years from now, we won't be a country. The Civil War would have been fought for naught. So, but that's just my opinion. Take it or leave it, or roll it up and throw it in the trash can. That's probably where it belongs. You got anything you want to say before we head out the door there, Ramen?
No, it never amazes me how stupid people can get.
Who was that used to say, never underestimate the stupidity of the human being?
Carlin? I don't know.
It may have been. That does sound like something Carlin would say. Never underestimate the stupidity, quote. It was Carlin.
Okay.
And never underestimate the power of stupid people in large groups.
Oh my God.
Oh, yes. Never underestimate the power of stupid people in large groups. That is so true. That is so true. Oh, I'm thinking of Heinlein, though. Heinlein, never underestimate the power of human stupidity.
There you go.
That's the quote I was thinking of. Heinlein said that. And Heinlein was around long before George Carlin. So anyway. All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Appreciate you. Enjoy the weekend. I'm turning off the news this afternoon, and I don't plan on turning the news back on until Monday morning.
Okay.
Sunday evening, I'll probably sit down and start catching up on the news. But that's going to be about it. Because, I've already made my decisions as to what's going on. I've already got my sample ballot marked.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go in to vote, all I got to do is actually transfer the stuff over. But
okay.
Y'all be good. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the weekend. Get out, touch grass, smell some flowers, kill a bee.
Bye, y'all.
And, be with the ones you love. And of course, love the ones that you're with. And have a good weekend.